I'm Gordon May, Dr. May, President and CEO of Baltimore City Community College, now almost 3 years. And I just love it here. And we're just very grateful to be able to host the mayor's call to action today. We're very grateful. She called and let me know that she was very interested in having as many Baltimore City students either working or in school, or in class, in college this summer. And so, of course, I had a conversation with Dr. Santelises, and we had kind of a three-way about that. And I understand over 9,000, and those figures may be corrected, but over 9,000 students this summer either going to be working or in class. So the things that we're doing, we have, of course, our summer session. We have the full 16 weeks, the first 8 weeks, the last 8 weeks. We're working with YouthWorks, through the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. 30 students are working in that area here at BCCC. We have an Upward Bound, 62 students through our federal Upward Bound program, and they're mostly in the STEM area, 9th graders through 12th graders in Baltimore City Public School System. We have our PTech, Pathways to Technology Early College High Schools at both Carver and Dunbar High Schools. We're the first community college in Maryland to be so involved with the PTech operation. So this summer and in the fall, these students, all 100 of them, will be dual enrolled, Baltimore City Public Schools and Baltimore City Community College. Last Saturday, 486 students graduated from BCCC, and we were so honored to have Mayor Pugh as our keynote speaker. She did just a wonderful job. And in another less than an hour, I need to be on the other side of the campus because we have our GED graduation. 47 students are graduating through our GED.
All right.
I'd like to thank Mayor Pugh and Baltimore City, Jack Young, President of the City Council, and all for funding our Granville T. Wood Scholars Program they have every year. And this is a full scholarship to Baltimore City Community College, and they get a foreign experience. They're in Costa Rica this summer. So before I introduce Mayor Pugh, I'd just like to say in that introduction is that she served the Baltimore City Council from 1999 to 2003. Okay. And well, now, as you know, she's mayor of Baltimore City, and she mentioned cheerleading, and she does have cheerleading in her background. She has an MBA from Morgan State. So without further ado, I'm so happy to have you all here, but I'm just honored to introduce our mayor of Baltimore City, Catherine Pugh. She's the biggest fan, cheerleader, and visionary in this city, the Honorable Mayor Catherine E. Pugh.
Thank you, Dr. May. Thank you, Dr. May. Thank you for all the work that you do here at the Baltimore City Community College on behalf of all of our young people. And the great thing about Baltimore City Community College, there is no age barrier from 18 to 80. And I think our youngest graduate from Baltimore City Community College this year was actually 18. So that means you can come in whenever you finish high school. One of our youngest high school graduates in Baltimore City from a Baltimore City public school is 14 years old. Y'all ought to give that a big round of applause. The national chess champion is a Baltimore City public school student. I understand, Jack, he's waiting to challenge you, among others. Let me just acknowledge, I know that Senator Barbara Robinson is doing an event and has to leave. I know a lot of my elected officials are going to be in and out. I see Councilwoman Middleton, who's here, and I know she's all over the place today. But let me just first say, I was telling someone when I walked in, I actually was dreaming about this event. I didn't get back in until about 1 o'clock this morning doing some work, but I was dreaming about this event. I said, gosh, I hope the people sure do turn out. And how good does it feel to walk into a room, standing room only, of folks who answer the call? You're answering the call. And let me just say, this day is not possible without collaboration. Jack, thank you so much for being a collaborative leader. It really makes me proud to be able to work alongside of folks who really get it. You know, that what the news media wants to see us as bickering back and forth. Jack can tell you that we go in the room and have conversations. We don't bicker back and forth because what we do is in the best interest of all of the citizens of Baltimore. And I want to thank not just our city council folks. I want to thank our school commissioners. I want to thank our school CEO, Dr. Sandelises, who's here with us. Stand up, Dr. Sandelises. So let me just say this, you all, what today is about. Today is about how we connect, because we realize that the city has a crime problem. We know that. God, I'm so glad to see you. I can't wait for them to see the demonstration in terms of mediation that you have done. Not just stand up for a second. If you've not interacted, I want you all to get a real understanding. She's on our critical path, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Mediation between police and community, mediation between young people and the police department. I just want to share a quick story. Oh my God, I didn't see my other councilman. Stand up, councilman. This is our chair of... Brandon, always out there working on behalf of the citizens. Thank you for being here. But let me just talk a little bit about the mediation program. Our state's attorney's here. Stand up, Madam State's Attorney. I know our chief of patrol is here as well. Stand up. And our fire chief is here. Look, don't be mad at him now, because he's got to make sure those bike lanes are. I don't want to throw you under the bus, Chief. I know Chief Melvin Russell is also here. Jason Perkins Cohen is here as well. The representative from Senator Van Hollen's office is here. I know Dr. Terry Neal of Morgan State University is also here. Thank you all. But let me just say, this is about collaboration. And what I've said is that we recognize we have a problem, but we can't solve it by ourselves. And I just wanted to mention the mediation program because I was introduced to it. And if you've not had an opportunity to see the work that they do, there's going to be a demonstration later on today. And I'll never forget hearing the conversation with police officers and young people where she brings them in the room. And you know, you're brought into a room and you're like, why do I have to be here? And it's 10 police officers, 10 young people, and they're sitting on different sides of the room, and as one of the police officers described it, and young people, at the end of the day, they're all sitting together because what they realize is that they have more in common than they don't. And that's important, and that's what this is about. But it's also about how we collaborate and work together to resolve this problem. So what you'll find is critical paths, like if somebody's interested in working with the police department, because here's what we say. It's not about having police on every corner in our communities. And we need the visibility. The police department has moved police officers out into the community. They're walking the streets. But the laws that they don't allow you to walk up and say, disperse, move. We want our communities safe. But you as a citizen who wants to work along with the police department, I'll give you an example. Shake and Bake, at the end of Shake and Bake's events, young people will walk out and they'll just be standing on the corner, not because they're doing anything wrong, but for the people in that neighborhood and community, it looks like a crowd. So for somebody, your peer or somebody in your neighborhood or community to say to you, it's time for you to disperse, I think that's a better feeling. But as we continue to be involved in mediation, we'll know how to deal with each other better. But also, there are a lot of programs that are going to be going on this summer. A number of young programs for young people. Jason will tell you about how many children we have prepared to work this summer.
Over 8,000.
Over 8,000 young people. We had 5,000 for years, and now it's peaked. 12,500 young people applied to work this summer. So we're still looking for jobs for young people. So if you have a job, you want to hire somebody, please let us know. $1,500 is what it cost us for a young person to work this summer. And so we've raised 12 to 14 million. We've got to get to 18 million, and we're out there working every day because this is money that we have to raise privately. And I'm grateful to the public sector because they've been able to help us, but the private sector has to kick in too. We also had some additional monies for youth programs. We've got 92 other privately run programs throughout the city. And I always like to tell this story because I was standing, Madam State's Attorney, at our event at Mondawmin, because she's doing pop-up events all across the city that we've agreed that we're going to collaborate on. And I'm at Mondawmin Mall, and somebody walks up to me and says they live in Park Heights. Where's George? George Mitchell. And George, and they said to me, when are you going to build a recreation center in Park Heights? And I was stunned. I said, well, have you been up Park? Are you sure you live in Park Heights? Because George would tell you, we kicked off the Black Sox last week, a full-fledged baseball field, a full-fledged football field, an outdoor basketball court, a playground, and inside an indoor basketball court, a place for children to study. I mean, it's amazing. So if you haven't been by there, please do, because we're building recreation centers all across the city, and I'm really grateful for all the assistance. I want to get us to the call of action, but Mr. President, I'd love for you to say a few words.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing me an opportunity to speak. There's so many people that showed up for the call to action, and I'm really excited to see so many of you because, like the mayor said, our city needs help. We can't do it alone. We need you. Most of you have children that you can talk to, and you can also engage their friends and let them know that there's a better way than to do some of the things that they're doing that hurt the image of our city. I know we all love our city, and I know that they don't understand their actions are really driving people away from coming here to visit. So I'm glad that the mayor had this call for action, and I'm hoping that we all can work together to show our youth that we do love them, we do care for them, and that we're going to put programs in place to enrich their lives so they can be productive citizens. Again, Madam Mayor, thank you, and I want to thank my council members who have joined us today, and we look forward to working with you, Madam Mayor, to move our city forward. Thank you.
I don't see Afra, but I did see JP a little bit earlier, and I wanted to share this with you all. I see those squeegee young people, I want to call them, people call them squeegee kids, young people out on our corners. Some people see them as trouble. I see them as entrepreneurs. And so here's what Afra and JP and Devon have been doing. They've been actually out on those corners, talking to those young people. Because what we're going to do is create pop-up car washes for them this summer. And it's so funny, Afra said to me, so I stopped on one of the corners and I got out of the car and I said, look, I need to have a conversation with you. And they were like, wait a minute, hey, we making money. She said, I got money. And you would be surprised at the level of conversations that are taking place. They want to be organized. They want to work. And so we're looking at how do we create these entrepreneurs that keep going in a positive path as opposed to a negative path. Because the negative path is, as you all know, drug dealers are recruiting our young people as early as 8 years old. So would you prefer them doing something positive with their entrepreneurial spirit, or would you prefer them to start moving down a path of negativity? We want them to move down a path of positivity. And so we're working with them. I'm so excited about that effort. Today you'll see us, we've raised over, I think, close to $100,000 for young people who want to jumpstart their pop-up businesses or businesses this summer. Now they got to do a pitch for it, except for the young people who are the squeegee kids, because we know what we're going to do with them. But there are a lot of ideas floating around among young people. We want to make sure that we nurture that spirit. We want to nurture that spirit. Madam State's Attorney, would you like to share a few words?
Good morning. I first and foremost want to thank Madam Mayor for putting this together. This is about partnership and collaboration. We all understand and recognize that we cannot police our way out of the youth violence that we are seeing in our city. And yes, it's a surge, but it's going to take everybody. We cannot police our way out of it. We cannot prosecute our way out of it. It's going to take everybody to come together collaboratively and figure out how we can best address these young people. And so I appreciate the collaboration and the partnership. Dr. Santelices, from the police commissioner, President Jack Young, as well as President May, I truly am grateful, because we cannot do this alone. And we say it all, I say it all the time, you know, we are gonna go after individuals, and we're gonna make our streets safe, and that violent repeat offenders, we're gonna hold them accountable. In the state attorney's office, we have a 93% felony conviction rate. However, we have to ensure that we're getting to our babies before they get to the criminal justice system. And so I'm extremely grateful, and I know that today we're gonna take and utilize our expertise in order to have a seat at the table and really figure out how we can tackle this issue. So again, thank you, Madam Mayor. I appreciate your collaboration for your call to action.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
It's our chief of patrol.
Listen, I wanted to come up here and say, let the church say amen, because the energy level is so high in here this morning. But I had to catch myself. But on a serious note, I just want to take the opportunity to say and echo the same things that have been said already, which is we must work together. We're in this together, and it's about relationships, and we must build those relationships so that we must work together. A quick story. I just completed the FBI National Academy on Wednesday. It's a 10-week residence course in Quantico, Virginia, and I had a roommate. And I haven't had a roommate since 1992. So the point I'm making it is, over the first couple of days, my roommate didn't look like me. He was from Winter Springs, Florida. He's from an agency of 40 people. I'm from an agency with 26 to 2,800 people. But what we realized very quickly within a couple of days is that we had, again, more in common than we had differences. And so to that point, while we were bumping into each other for the first couple of days, for the majority of the course, which is the latter part after those first couple of days, we worked together like a fine oil machine, because we realized that we could accomplish more together and be more successful together than we would working independent of one another. So again, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to work with everyone that's here. I thank the mayor for bringing this together, and we're going to move forward with forward thinking and forward activity. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Sandelises.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, the orange, and I want you to know that the mayor and I did not call, right? But we just had collaboration. See, that's what it was. It's just collaboration, period. I just want to say good morning, and again, thank you to the mayor for her leadership around making sure that we are a city that takes care of our young people, and the opportunity to collaborate with colleagues, Council President Jack Young and all of City Council, State's Attorney, Baltimore City Police. We at City Schools realized that in 2 days, well, I will say 96 hours if you count today, but after Tuesday's release at 2:30, the young people of Baltimore City Schools do not stop being the young people of Baltimore City. And we know that summer is as important, if not more so, than during the school year. And the fact that we as a community are mobilizing to make sure that our young people have opportunities, have connection points, is really critical to making sure that we get to see them again in September. And so the work that we are all doing, when State's Attorney, I talked to her yesterday and she said, look, this is about making sure that I am not seeing 14-year-olds that I have to prosecute. And when the mayor says, you know, a city is basically tested to the extent that it invests in its future, and she has proven that, the city council has proven that, and I just want to thank Chief Russell, who early in my tenure said we have got to be able to leverage the relationships with young people. And I think what you're going to hear today, when I looked at the program that was just so expertly designed, is that this really is about building connection and relation points. So we at City Schools, we have more young people than ever who will be part of summer school. And our summer school is not sitting in a chair and, you know, filling out blank worksheets all summer. We have kids involved in arts programming, taking advanced coursework, as well as really connecting with the other initiatives going around in the city. So I just want to say there are many of my colleagues who lead school systems across the country who don't have the benefit of the kind of collaboration that we have here, who can work together with City Hall to make sure our young people have jobs, to make sure that they are, like I said, captured in the larger net of a community that cares about their future. So I just want to say it's a privilege to serve here in Baltimore City, in a city where you see the connections. And I can't think of a better place to lead. And thank you, Mayor, for your leadership.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jason, did you want to say anything about because I was going to run through the workshops real quickly. In room 2, we're going to be going, is that the science building?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to be occupying the science building. So in room 237, engaging our youth, where's Derek Chase and Abdul Salam? Okay. So y'all should have signs that say, follow me. Critical path, community crime prevention, conflict resolution, how to have difficult conversations, Shantae, Rick Landry, and Chief Melvin Russell. Safe and clean streets, you all know that a safe street is a clean street. And where is, let's see, who's leading that effort? I see Captain Andrew Knox. Where are you? Room 240. Let me just say, what I need you all to know is that this stuff did not just begin today. These folks have been meeting since January when we first started our call to action. And then I learned of things that people were already doing. And the captain was already engaged in the community, working with the Nation of Islam and cleaning up neighborhoods and helping young people to see a better way of life. So thank you. 240. Right. Okay, and then nonprofit funding will be led by Randy Norris and Kaylin Somerville. They're in room 243. Where are they? Okay. If you're talking about how to get my organization funded, because oftentimes people don't know how to get organizations funded, there are small grants available, and so that's where you need to be going. Healthy Minds, Trauma-Informed Care, we have Lynn Mumba, Andy Masters, Kelvin Parker, and Kameen Shabazz. Room 241. Okay, you're following them. And then Recreation, Research to Action, Dr. Tyrone Powers. Where are you, Dr. Powers? And Dr. Andre Bunley and Dr. Phil Leaf. Okay, you're in room 246. Too vain to wear glasses. So those are the various critical paths, and and then you will see throughout the space there are various resources that are available that you can take advantage of. I thought you might want to share a little bit about the food policy program for the summer. Okay. Let me have Jason share a little bit about our OED, Office of Employment Development, and the Youth Works program this summer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Again, I'm Jason Perkins-Cohen. I'm the Director of the Office of Employment, and we're here to help people get jobs. So it's all about collaboration, as the Mayor says over and over again, and we at the Office of Employment must work with all of you, whether you're a business leader, whether you're a nonprofit leader, or a faith-based leader. We want to work with you to make sure that you're getting the workforce you need. And if you're someone looking for a job, we want to work with you to make sure that you get the job that you always wanted and the career that you always wanted. So we'll be available today. We'll be in the mobile unit outside that's run by the library in the city, so we're looking forward to working with you there. The Mayor has already touched on YouthWorks. Our summer jobs program is one of the largest in the nation. And again, all about collaboration. I can work my way right down the row and talk about how we're working with each of you. So, Madam State's Attorney, this year we're partnering with them on the Junior State's Attorneys program. I just want to let you know that I ran into a parent who came up and said what it meant to her and her son to be part of your program. Dr. May, your team reached out to us. We're excited to have 30 young people. And the council president, I just want to mention his partnership and how it works today and beyond today. And I don't mean to embarrass this young man, but A young man came here today looking for work through YouthWorks. Marquise, do you mind just waving? So this is how collaboration works, right? He said something to the council president said something to me. I met Marquise, I'd never met him today. Marquise, you're gonna be a star because it takes a lot of courage to walk in this room, to walk up to one of the most powerful people in the city and say, I want to work. And that's what he did, and he's gonna have a job this summer. And that's the way we can make it happen. We can all work together to make sure young people and more seasoned people have jobs. We're excited to work with you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for getting this together, and we look forward to working together.
Let me just, I want to end with this. One of the things that we want to make sure is that young people eat this summer. Because what a lot of folks don't realize is that as long as they're in school, they know they've got a couple meals a day. Well, when school is out, we still have to make sure they eat. So if you want to locate a summer meal site in Baltimore City, it's mdsummermeals.org. We have sites all over the city. And are we still looking for sites? I'm not sure.
Okay. I believe we can.
Okay, I think we can. If you are running a large program in the city, let us know. You can sign up at the front desk and we'll see if we can be of some assistance. We want to make sure, I know George Mitchell was interested, so have a conversation. We don't know if it's going to be at Langston Hughes, but we're going to make sure you have a program, okay? So anyway, let's get started, you all. It's time to get busy. It's time to get to work. It's time to collaborate. It's time to come up with some solutions. It's time to be for the call to action. Let's get busy.